All right. We're ready. I'm trying to dip by this. I feel like this might break down. Below this line will be my stop loss. I just tried to grab a second one, but it didn't work out. See if we can get in now. A lot of the times it breaks these downtrends, retest, and there's another red candle coming up. So I might lose on this trade. The best practice here is probably to wait for the next 5-minute candle because you never know what's going to happen. It looks pretty weak to me. Below this candle, 442.90, which is this base, is what I'm watching right now. So below that, I'll probably cut these, maybe lose like $100. So this is the small account again. Snowflake. I think everybody already knows about my day earlier. Massive day. And Snow, if you swung that, congrats. The small account's up 766 right now with this trade. It was just above 800 before this larger account. Obviously, you saw the screenshot earlier in Dex channel. So nice little 20K day on the large account. But we're looking for just a little bit of a push up here. I want to see a little bit more green here. I think that this candlestick, it is below. So I am kind of missing out on this right now, but I feel like it's going to bounce. I'm only down $100 on this trade. For some reason, I feel like this is going to bounce. I think it's the 15-minute chart that I'm watching. Usually, you'll see some candlesticks come down and test this a little bit, like maybe like $1 or $2, and then we'll start to see that spike up. If I don't see that and the next 5-minute candlestick comes down, then we're basically done. But I like these pullbacks a lot down here and try to buy the dip buy. My average is 140 right now, and I know it's at 85. It looks really off, but we retest those highs. This will print. Snowflake is already at 190. I am sick because I could have made so much more money today. But when you see 20K, you got to just take that. That could have been easily 40 grand, if not more, the way that it's moving now. So here's that little dip buy that I was looking at, trying to see if there's some buyers coming here. I like to see the hammer candle at the bottom, usually at the bottom of a Bollinger Band, but this shows me that there's still some strength in an uptrend. Always got to give back some gains. You never want to chase these tops because of that because it'll crush premiums. But now if we draw this little uptrend, it looks like there's still some room down. So maybe not the best time to get in right now on that pop. But I'm only down 20 a contract. I'm going to try to average this down, I think. See if we can get that pop and go towards that high. So the Bollinger Bands are starting to expand. I don't like that the volume is decreasing, but the volume is decreasing on a red candle. So, fuck, man. Look at Snow. I think that Snow's going to 205, personally, 200 to 205 in a little bit here, based off of these levels way back when, in August of 2021. So that's what I'm looking for. I also think I'm going to add into this play. I probably shouldn't, actually. Let me actually get out of that. Oh, never mind. I feel like there's going to be one more big-ass red candle, and that'll be the time to buy. So if you're not in yet, I would probably wait for this 442.50 level. A lot of times you see this big red sell-off and then a hammer candle like this. Unless it really spikes, the next candle within the next 40 seconds is most likely going to be a red candle down below. They love to break these uptrends all the time. Once it breaks down below this uptrend, it'll always retest this most of the time, and then you'll see a red candle. You swing in Snow to 205 in about 2 weeks. I'm not in Snow yet. I exited, took my 20 grand, and I'm thinking about taking about maybe 30% of that, maybe 40%, maybe throw about 8 to 10K, maybe 7,500 into it for 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out potentially, maybe 200s, maybe 205s, buy a bunch of contracts. I like to buy less in the monies because they just pay better, a lot more intrinsic value. Now watch this red candle. It's almost like I can tell the future. So if it goes below this is when you know it's a breakdown. If it goes below this, it's a breakdown. If it breaks down a little bit and then bounces, that's when you know it's headed higher. So I'm still watching this level right here, 442.89. Looks like right now the buyer's got a hold of it, but it's too early to tell. So I'm in 3 of them. These were just worth 400. It would be pretty cool to watch these go up $300 a piece. That'd be about another $900 in the small account. This thing would just keep cooking. But I'm going to probably keep it at like a $200 stop loss, be up 600 on the day on the smaller account. Not touching the large account at all. Maybe I'll swing something and I'll let you guys know by the end of the day. But day trades are always done by like 11:30 in that account, always. Most of the time 10, 10:30, and then I just shut it off and I walk away. I'm not trying to give away any gains, whether it's 20K, 1K, $2, whatever it is. So this is the high here, 443.90. So this high is at 440, right? So if we break this high, these will end up going in the money, usually around that $250 to $300 price. And I'm loving that. Mara between 9 and 10, been working for a few weeks now. I haven't heard that name in a really long time. I will say that this doesn't look as strong because volume is dying off, and this TTM squeeze is getting lighter. Shows me there's not a lot of pressure here, but I do like this hammer candle if this doesn't go below this price of this candle, 442.75. So this was the bounce. If we lose that bounce, then it's probably bearish, and I would probably cut these contracts. So I'm in at 135. I'm still down. Again, this is the smaller account, down $50, up 773 on it right now. This could end up printing pretty nicely. It could maybe make me $100 a contract, make another 300, would go over $1,000 on the day. If I can make $1,000 a day in this small account, this is beautiful. 20K, going to be a hell of a birthday celebration, that's for sure. Tonight we're hosting an event in the Tampa area, so if anybody is nearby, let me know. I could probably get you on the list if you're interested in coming. There's going to be about 500 business owners and entrepreneurs heading to this event at 6 p.m. tonight. So if you're interested, let me know. Also, this looks like it's getting weaker and weaker. Not loving it. Could be forming a base, though. But we got about 3 minutes to figure out which way it goes. This is the worst part about the SPX. When it chops, you have no idea which way it's going to go. But my cost basis is close enough. I think I'm down like $120 right now. 105. 90. I'm scared that I'm a little bit too far away from the money right now. As it gets closer to, it was fine at 3. Now that it's 312, I don't like it. I would like it to go the other way, but we're in a strong uptrend all day. I'm just scared of this uptrend. Usually we like to test the trend, so that's a pretty far drop. That would probably screw these entire premiums up. You deserve it. Much love from people you've helped here. Mr. Anderson, I love you. Wasn't there who was the guy back in the day? The puppet guy. PBS Kids. Mr. Anderson, was that his name? The neighbor. What the hell was his name? Mr. Rogers. Pretty close. Pretty close. I can't believe I had 20. I have not made. Listen to me. Today's dates, like today, were rare. I've had a 20K day twice in the last month. You know, Netflix, if you guys remember that one, I had a 20K trade off of Netflix, and then I obviously had the one on Snow today. So it might be time to start sizing up. We're going to have to go for those 50K days here pretty soon. Today would have been one if I just had a little bit more patience. I knew it for sure. It was going to 190. Look at it. It's in a 190.89, and I still think it's going to 405 or 205. So these contracts are not printing very much. This needs to scoot up a lot more. So I'm green. Oh, I'm flat, but I'm up 850 on the trade. I could probably start scaling out of these a little bit and let it like one ride. But I'm only up $15. I'd like to sell this at like 200-ish if I can get it above 443.50. Let's see if there's any buyers up here on the time and sales. Looks like it a little bit. There's some scooters up here, 449.50. Oh, we're on the 50 level. 46.50. We're up $60, 15%. I'd like this to start scooting its way all the way up there. There we go. A little bit of a push. Let's keep going. I'm going to sell one at 185 if it lets me out. I feel like it's going to tick down a little bit here. All right, I'm out of one. I'm still holding two. Should be a nice little return there. 950, up 40% on the trade. Does not take a lot of money to make a lot of money in the SPX. That is for fucking sake. Look at this thing. Up to 215. Could break this. All right, let's see if we can get out 210 here. Try to sell one bid. 135. We're at 996. Break that $1,000 mark. That's all I give a fuck about. Let's go. Give me one more push. And I'm going to hold this one, I think. I'm going to hold this one with a stop loss at like 150. Nah, 175. See if we can break that high and let it just run. See if this thing can go up to like 500 a piece. We're above that $1,000 mark for a long time. I've made almost $1,000 in this account almost every single day. No, don't break. Don't break down. Don't break down. I want to see this break. Oh, you dick. You sold me at 170, so I don't think I'm at 1,000 right now. 986. Need to make 14 more dollars, guys. So smaller trades in this, they do add up, obviously. That was just a $200 trade within 3 contracts. Very minimal risk. I think I put 300 some dollars in it, and I just made 100 or 200 some dollars on it. So a little over 40% on that trade right there. Now we're pulling back a little bit, so staying away for now. But that retest I will take. I will take the retest. That's why I scale out on the way up. Obviously, these are SPX end of days. This type of trading is way different than what I do in the morning. In the morning, I have patience. It has to be in and out. You don't have to follow your stop loss as much because you have some time to let it work out. So all of my levels are broken right now. I don't like anything. Maybe Tesla calls heading into tomorrow. Maybe this Tesla call above 260. That could be pretty cool because it had 264 high. I'll set an alert on that. That might be one of my trades tomorrow. The other big trade is still going to be Snow. I'm not going to swing it anymore because the premiums are spiked, so the risk to reward ratio is a little off, and I usually like a 4 to 5 to 6 R potential. And I'm not seeing that right now. So tomorrow when we see those cheap-ass premiums, and this is still around 190, 192, 193, I will look for those $200 breaks tomorrow in Snow. And if it goes to 200 and it goes above to 205, these contracts will print like 400%, if not more. So I'm really looking at those. Thank God we got out of that SPX play. Always got to hold the stop losses. I guess it's really reversing right now. These things are only $80 a piece right now. Big ass reversal. Looks like it doesn't want to go. So good thing we got out, made our money and left. I'm kind of mad that I'm not above 1,000 right now, but we're going to try this out. Made 160 on that SPX play. I think at this point, if I do buy these, it's going to be 440s. So I'm going to go a little bit cheaper here. They're 150. I want to go closer to the money. $10 is still a lot out of the money with 40 minutes left. So maybe I'll go a little bit even closer, 330s. You buy less of these. They do get hit really hard if it starts to come down a lot. So I'm going to change these levels up a little bit. Biggest profit so far for me, almost 2K a day between 2 accounts. Thank you. Let's go, baby. Mr. Rogers, you're the man. 442.75 is exactly what I'm looking at right here. I feel like we could probably scalp another one of these bad boys before we leave. I'm telling you guys, tomorrow, look at this weekly level. This weekly level, obviously $200 is a big level on Snow, but I personally think that 204 will be tested. And honestly, I might do something stupid. And I might swing some Snow $200 calls for tomorrow expiration because it looks like we might gap up. And if we gap up, then these are going to pay 200% at open, and I don't want to miss that. And if I am down on those two, like 5 contracts, maybe it's like a $300 risk, I'll lose $300 because then I'll just throw 10 contracts in something else and make $1,000 back on the run. So maybe it's not the smartest idea to swing the weeklies. Actually, I can tell you right now, it's not a smart idea to swing the weeklies, but these $200 contracts are 48 a piece. And tomorrow, I lied. Don't do that because your theta is going to be 49. So these are basically going to be worthless tomorrow. The only way that they're worth any money is if it gaps up $5 overnight or $3 or $4 overnight. So not worth it. I would just watch it and hope to God it doesn't gap up, and then we could play it tomorrow for the run up. So this is the level I'm looking at. It did break my 190. Hopefully it closes above 190 before close. This thing was a ripper, man. I hope everybody caught this thing. Been talking about it for weeks now. It's finally getting to the level that I really want. But 200 is that level, and then this 205 is where I really, really think that we could break to. So if that happens tomorrow, which I think is very possible, what is Snow at? It's at 191. $10 move today, only 5%. That means it only has to move another 5 to 6% tomorrow in order to make up for that that 205. And I think that could really happen. Once we get to that 203, we might start to see some weakness or that 200. But if it opens up right where it's at right now, and we still have some momentum, we could soar to that 200 pretty quickly. It's happened before. It happens very, very fast. Let me look at snow. There was not too long ago, a snowflake. It just opened and just sprinted to its high. Let me look at this 15-minute chart. I have a weird feeling we should be taking the SPX calls again. Snow, 1 hour. Watch this. This was nuts. Way back in the day. Like last week. Another SPY long setups for you. Another SPY long setup. Yeah, almost. I think it's going to bounce here in a second. So this was that big sell-off day. Where was that big-ass spike? Here. Right here. At open, this thing literally went nuts. It went from, oh wait, that's not even it. I know it went to 182. Or maybe I am lying. It was this one right here. Yeah. This thing, at open, it went from 177 in one tick. What day was this? June 9th, I think. June 9th. It opened at 178, and in one candlestick, it went to 185. And I have a weird feeling that's exactly what's going to happen because it's more of a low volume stock, Snow is. So what I'm looking at for this is I feel like it could really end up pushing towards that $200 level very fast tomorrow. If it doesn't just gap up overnight, which it might, it looks like it has the volume to just scoot its way on up. And I feel like we caught it early enough where now people are like, oh shit, I'm going to miss this. Now they're spiking premiums even further up. But realistically, long story short, this could run at 200 or 205 tomorrow with the momentum and with the same day expirations on Snow. Don't throw like 10 grand in it, or even 5 grand. Be careful because they do decay, especially just like one big ass pullback. And Snow is pretty tough to trade unless you're giving yourself some time. So Friday expirations are going to be tough, but if it does anything like it does today, those same situations will pay 4 or 5x of what they paid today. So that's what I'm watching for. I'm up 2K on Adobe. Should I hold for earnings or take profit? Research shows it will beat earnings. I have 5 call contracts. Personally, the put side, that was the other piece to this stream. So you jumped ahead of me, man. But the Adobe earnings play, I saw 1,000% potential return the other way. So these premiums are really mispriced, like ridiculous. And if you're up 2K, take that. What I would do is I would probably sell 3 of those, maybe 4 of them, or all 5 of them. Take your profit, roll them forward into a further out expiration, higher strike, so you can use profits to play. But I would also probably strangle it or straddle it. Straddle it. No. Strangle it. So you want to keep it within this range. So you buy a far out of the money call and a far out of the money put as far as possible. So if it does move massively, you'll get paid out on either side. I personally think downside, especially after watching this daily chart. It's disgusting. Look at that. To me, it looks like they're pricing in a massive ass move, which maybe they are. But when I look at like the $400 strikes, never swing earnings ever. Same week. I would do next week's. If I look at these, are they still mispriced? Look at this, 400. Whoa, guys. The downside is so much better. So much better. This can move, let's just say even it moves $60 after hours. Be $198 turned into a 1,000. That'd be almost 1,000% return. Less theta, less whatever. Probably about a 700% return if it went down to 430. I personally think that the downside is mispriced. Maybe that's because they are expecting a massive beat. But if it doesn't beat, I mean, let's look at how these are mispriced. This is at 492 right now, right? So a $60 move after hours on the call side, 490 to 550. These are worth 680 versus 2,000. On the downside, a $60 move on the downside is $197 versus 1,900. This is so mispriced. I'm gonna have to play this. There's no way. Even if they do beat, I don't give a shit. And if it doesn't move, I don't care because this is such a high risk to reward ratio. It's a gamble, it's a lotto, but these sometimes in trading you find these mispriced calculations. And if there is any bad news, any bad forecast, maybe something is not what they say it was, or maybe it's all priced in and it ends up giving back like 40, 50, $60, these will print so much money. And when you see things like this, you're almost dumb not to take them. So I'm going to personally take them. If you think call side, take the call side. I'm going to personally take the put side, $60 out of the money. It's $197. If I buy 2 of them, 3 of them, in my large account, I might buy 10, see if I can make 20 grand at open. If I have 2 20K days in a row, you might not hear from me for a while because I'll probably pass away this weekend. But this, I think, is insane. I think 430s are 199. I think it's an easy $60 potential move. And $60 on a $500 stock is literally nothing. I mean, it's a lot, but they're really only pricing in it moving like 4 to 5%. So if it does move 10%, you're going to get paid. So I will buy. It takes the 20K gains and place them in a very, very beautiful Adobe put. But I'm going to load them up, and I'm going to set a limit price real quick on the phone. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Stream is lagging. Whatever, dude. Some of us struggle for that internet, you know. I mean, you could take it. I mean, there's a reason that they're overpriced right now. It feels like they expect it to move up. Personally, it's on a rocket ship to 500. I mean, the $60 move to the downside, man. And you can see the stock is going up right now, and these are going up too. I'm getting in these. I'm just going to buy one in the small account right now. Fuck it. Because these contracts are going up. I'm just going to do one, see if I can turn in this small account $200 into 1,500. Then I would be done tomorrow in the small account. And then I'd be done in the large account. I wouldn't even have to trade. So I just took it. Took one Adobe put, swinging it for next week. Could pay out nicely. Hopefully it goes up like $14 so I can see a $1,000 mark again in the small account here. But let's look at the SPY real quick. Hopefully SPY didn't bounce. It did not yet, so that's good. It's 330. I think that maybe we could bounce right here. Or maybe we topped out. Doesn't really look that good on the 15-minute. Gambled one with you too. Just one in the small account. I took 10 in the large account. So, see what happens. If I end up losing $2,000, I made 20, you know. So, sometimes you gotta put the shit at risk. But $2,000 could turn to 20K. And if not, I still made 22 grand today because I'm up 24 overall on that account. And I would say that's a pretty good week. Now let me see these SPX calls one more time. Adobe. Maybe I'll end up buying 2 in this account, see if we can make 4K. SPX. I am lagging a little bit. Sorry, guys. I don't know why. Maybe too many Wi-Fi situations going on right here. What am I doing? I just lost my train of thought. Today's the busiest day. This weekend's gonna be nuts. Let's look at. These are the June 15th. Oh, the market is closed on Monday, guys. Don't forget about that. That's wild. Holy shit. All right. June 16th. Oh, it's June 15th. How's my breathing rhythm? Is it good? Is the rhythm good? I don't even need to go to get a physical, man. I got you guys. My computer is completely lagged. It won't even scroll down right now. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying. Yeah. I can't even see the charts. I'm lagging like a motherfucker right now. Oh, here we go. We're back in. So the S&P is not moving whatsoever. I feel like it's probably just going to chop the next 20 minutes. How's our Adobe doing? Why? This is lagging so bad, guys. Oh, down 12. Should have waited. I mean, if they're that mispriced, it's very unlikely that Adobe tanks, but I have to take that every time. Very unlikely. I cannot believe that Snow is at 141 or 191. That's ridiculous. As I want to take a trade so bad, but I'm lagging so hard. I think I might just have to call it quits. I would like to take an SPX at the end of the day, but it looks like either I'm lagging crazy or TD is lagging crazy. I don't know if the mic is lagging. I don't know if the stream is lagging. Maybe it's my connection. Spectrum is the worst company in the world, but unfortunately, that's the only thing they have down here. Those little dirty bastards. But I would have taken an SPX call right there, so good thing I did not. If you're still in Snow next week contracts, you're an animal. I think it's going to 200 tomorrow, and I'm not going to day trade it, or I'm not going to swing trade it anymore, but I am going to day trade it tomorrow. So Snow 200, I'm almost guaranteeing that it's going to break. My battery is running low. I'm a fucking mess today, guys. 1 second. I'm going to go in the tunnel. All right, we're in. This thing is not moving though. So I mean, regardless, SPX is doing absolutely nothing. So the only thing that I can really tell you is the Adobe trade. That's what I'm doing on the downside. Just want to say thanks for that snow call out. Call options are literally printing unlimited ink and paper. Super patient, disciplined trader. Good stuff. Always happy to help. Been doing this way too long to gatekeep these levels. This isn't even loading for me, guys. So I can't even go over the levels for you, but I am gonna show you Adobe if it loads, because I am currently in one put as it hits all-time highs today. We're probably down on that like $30. 5. Notice that. Look at that. You see that? Think about this. It's near all-time highs or near high of the day, about $4. Premiums are stuck at the same place. So as the stock is rising, the puts are staying the same. Kind of makes me feel like there's something mispriced about that. So if I can make $1,000 off this or $2,000 off this in this account and 20 grand in the other account, I may or may not have had my best week in my career. But we'll just knock on wood because it's likely not going to happen, but it'd be really insane if it did. What was the other one? Snow. We have snow over here, 191. So I got snow on the watch at the top right. I'm not swinging it. If you're still in, I probably should have still been in. I sold at 187, I think, or 186. So missed out on probably an extra 10 or 12 bands, but I'll secure my gains, be happy, not complain. SPX coming down pretty nicely right now, and so is Adobe. So Adobe's looking decent. Still down $8. So these are really mispriced. People don't really know what's going to happen. Hopefully it doesn't just go sideways and both sides lose. You took 430 puts for next week. I did. It is a gamble, and a gamble. So this is not going to continue my streak unless it hits. But I think that this is very, very high risk, high probability. So most likely won't work out the way we want. I got the 430s for next week. If it drops $50 overnight, $60 overnight, these $200 will be about $1,700 a piece. So that's what I'm watching. I doubt it happens. Usually when you see those misprices, that means they expect it to go up. But if something goes wrong at all, I'll go against the crowd every time. So Adobe 430 next week is mine. I have 1 in this account, 10 in the other account, but I'm using profits from today. So 200 from this $1,000 and 2,000 from the 24K that I was up in the large account. So risk at your own risk is all I'm saying. Adobe, and then the only other thing that I'm really watching, I told you guys Meta. I was talking about it all day. Can you explain a little why you see it falling? I don't see it falling. I don't know why I'm taking puts. I'm just taking it because the option premiums are so mispriced. So $30 or $60 up is only going to make $1,400. $60 up is worth $800. $60 down is worth $190. Something's up. You know what I mean? So better risk to reward ratio on the downside, meaning they're expecting it to go up. Everyone's piling into the call side. I, on the other hand, I'm on the put side. That's the only reason I'm taking it, Anita. I don't really talk about theory. I looked at their web traffic views. It's pretty consistent throughout. A little bit of an increase, but I don't see why the stock is up like $150 in the last 3 days, So I'm all in. I'm in on the put side. Meta took off today. I mean, you can see my level where I day traded it. This hurts, honestly. I took this bounce right here. And I actually made pretty good money. I sold like right here, 275, and then I saw snow, and I was like, all right, I'm all in. I have a long-term hold for Meta. Would you recommend taking some profits off? No. If it's shares, is it shares? Himalayan Trader, is it shares? All right, whatever, man. I'm going to assume it's shares, but If that's the case, then shares you should be selling covered calls against it. If it gets called away, then you make a profit and you paid yourself a premium. Never just sell. If you're ever going to sell anything, sell a covered call first. Reward yourself for holding a stock that long. Unless you don't have 100 shares, of course. If you don't have 100 shares, then I would get out. If you have 100 shares of Meta and you have 28 grand, good for you. Good for you. Adobe. How we living? We're coming down, baby. Sold 3, holding 2, bought lotto puts. Hoops to trade. You're the man. I think that's a great idea. You're hedging yourself out, but if it's a big move after hours, you'll make a lot of money. Congrats on Snow. You played shares or calls. I played calls, made $20,800 today off of the Snow play. And then I made about $2,900 on Meta. And then there was an extra like $900 or $1,100 trade that I took on Netflix. Adobe coming down nicely here. If I wasn't lagging so much, I would probably take an SPX trade by the end of the day. We're up. We're only $12 away. I want to have $1,000 day in this again. Every day this has been above about 1,000. So this week has been killer for this account. I'm loving this. I'm up almost $5,000 in the small account this week. Beautiful. Beautiful. Actually, I lied. I think it's like 3,800 in the small account. Bruh, mentor me. Guys, what do you think I'm doing here? What do you think I'm doing here? I have like 35 shares of Meta. 35 is decent. I don't think you have to sell them. If I look at Meta, at some point it's going to load. Mentor me. I do offer mentorships. I don't know if you guys know that or not. I have a course that I can send to you. A lot of people have been asking me about my course that I created. I have a 50% discount code still going. I think there's one left, but I can create more if they're interested. Just have to tweak some things around, and then I do hour-long mentorships as well. But it usually always goes to like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So 2 hours for the price of 1 hour. Anything you need, sweetheart. Meta, I think, looks really good on the weeklies. Yeah, I would not sell this, man. You got so much room. Yeah, it did go crazy. Maybe it comes down. Who gives a shit? You can make your money. I mean, you could sell and buy back in, but why pay the taxes when you can just hold that long term? Just continue to add over time. That's what I would do. I would still, 100, you have 35 shares. 35 shares times 100 is another $3,500. So unless you want 35 shares cash and then try to like make more cash on that, I don't even know how much that is right now. My brain is fried. 35 times 282, about $9,000, $9,800. I mean, do I think you could probably put that somewhere else and make better money? Yeah. I would probably just hold, honestly. The market's on a tear. I probably wouldn't go against it right now. Where do we get your courses? Here. You want them? You want this bad boy? And I'll just dump it in here. The best part about this course is it's literally from start to finish of everything. Like literally everything from like what is a stock to like what is an option, then all the option strategies and how to build a business, all that type of stuff. So tax advantages that you can go through. You can do, there's a lot of stuff in there. Like how to start your own business, how to manage it, how to do all that type of shit. So it's not just stock trading, there's a bunch of value in there. There's long-term investing, dividend investing, how to compound interest for yourself so you don't have to pay a financial advisor. You could just do it from literally one click. Where is this damn thing? Boom. If you guys need it's pretty high. I spent a lot of time on this and I record it and I always add live trades to it. So link to the course if you need it. Any questions, let me know. And it also comes with a free one-on-one consultation as well. You can ask me questions. There's quizzes at the end of each chapter. It's very, very short. It's like 4 or 5 hours long, but it's everything I know in 5 hours of content, and each chapter is like 20 minutes. So for those that don't have a lot of time, it's very, very quick. I was pretty cognizant of that. I feel like everyone's attention span is very, very light nowadays. So I know people are busy, so that's why Google does a lot of good things. YouTube does a lot of good things. There's a lot of decent courses out there, but there's never everything all in one, which is exactly what I try to create in a very small amount of time. So I think it's very, very undervalued right now. And if you guys need another discount code, I'm ready to give that to you because I'm in a good mood and I had a hell of a day. So if you're interested, hit me up. Get a lot of good feedback about that thing too. But I also do the consultations if you need that also. I'm busy as hell this week, so maybe next week. I think I have some calendar. Actually, calendar's pretty full next week too. Do 2 weeks out. The reason I asked for Meta is I'm like 45% profit. I'm going to hold for long term. If you're 45% profit, you're most likely. I would probably wait for that 300 break to maybe trim some, but I mean, that thing's going to be a $500 stock at some point. You need 1 day to recuperate from your birthday. Yeah. Market's closed on Monday, thank God, because my birthday's actually on Sunday, so I'll be upside down on a boat. But I think that if you're in anything for Meta, you're in Wesley Chapel. I'm in Channelside, man. But let's go, man. That's like I'm sponsoring an event in Tampa tonight too. So if you want to come by. There'll be an event at American Social. About 500 people showing up. But honestly, Tesla looks really good too if you want to put your money there as well for long term. I think that's better ROI than Meta will be because I feel like I feel like Tesla will probably run up to 1,000 again. So, but that's all I got, man. Adobe, let's see if it tanks. If it tanks, we make a lot of money. If not, tomorrow I'm just watching snow. I had a massive day today. Made about $25,000 all in 1 day. I'm up over 30K on the week. Cannot be asking for a better birthday week, especially with the conference tonight. Tomorrow we still have snow above 190 to 200. Could cake out again. If Adobe tanks, we're going to make a shit ton of money, and then we can all hold hands and sing Kumbaya. But until then, my course link is up there if you want it. If you want a consultation, message me. We'll figure it out, and then probably figure it out next week, though, because I am going to celebrate a little bit. So love you guys. If you need anything, let me know. I got a busy night, so I got to go get prepared. Love you.